எத்தனை பேருக்கு தமிழ் தெரியாது? Okay, you belong to minority. Okay, so that doesn't mean that I will talk only in Tamil. In between, I will use Tamil. Okay. My second question is: how many of you not interested to put your mobile phone in silent mode? Nobody. Okay, so everybody is interested to put your mobile phone in silent mode, and I also request you not to use it during the entire workshop. Okay, thank you. Mutaya passed away yesterday. He was my student, an alumni of DG Vaishnav College. He did his PG in the year 2009, and I was his guide for his PG project. And later he qualified SLET, and he joined as the faculty in the Department of Chemistry in the year 2014, and he was working with us till 2021. And during after COVID 21-22, during that year, he had a stroke, and one right hand side was paralyzed, and he was in a vegetative state for few months. Unfortunately, a couple of days back, he had a brain hemorrhage, and he was operated in Beewell Hospital, which is next to VR Mall. And he succumbed to the what we call the brain hemorrhage, and he passed away yesterday. As a student, I know him very well, because he used to interact with me a lot. And as a faculty, after joining the department, he was actually sitting next to me in the department, and he used to interact with me a lot. He always used to tell me that, "Sir, I want to become like you." So he always wanted to be a speaker. Even though he's from a Tamil medium, he capitalized every opportunity to talk. He was the first person to introduce mic in the class. So he used to carry a mic because he used to take a lot of classes outside, because he had a very poor family background. The reason why I am sharing this with you is that in life, what is more important is economy. And if you don't have that in your life will end in a very tragic way. Okay? So whatever we say in life, we all have different perceptions of life. We say, what is life? Life is to enjoy. Yes, of course, life is to enjoy. How can you live a life? I want to live a happy life. When will you have a happy life? Podumendra maname pon seiyum marundu. I'll be satisfied. If I am satisfied, I'll be very happy. Idella okay. But in today's scenario, if you want to lead a very happy life, you need a good education, a good job, a good salary, or a good business, good income, without which you cannot have a happy life. I'm not equating happiness with money, but I'm equating every other aspect of life with money, like medical expense, accident, emergency, corona. So to tackle all these problems, we will face a lot of problems in life, right? So if you want to tackle all these problems in life, money becomes a very important source. See, if this guy had enough money, he would have taken a treatment in Apollo, right? And he would have survived. But just because his economy is so poor and he was unable to afford for his medical treatment. Okay. So I wanted to dedicate this lecture to him. Next. Click that, let us start. Let us start.
अपनी स्किन के लिए मैं ट्रस्ट करती हूँ सिर्फ निविया बॉडी मिल्क 5-in-1 को जो कि निविया बॉडी मिल्क 5-in-1
I have a few questions. What is the name of this movie? Pagal Nilav. But that is not the question. Do you know when it was released? No idea? It was released in 1986. 40 years back. What is the speciality of this song? Any idea? Of course, apart from Ilayaraja. Where are the voice alone? It is the idea of this song. What is the idea of this song? This song is based on a Western idea called counterpoint. What is counterpoint? Counterpoint in a music is nothing but where two vocalists sing in a different bass, in a different raga, in a different tala. So that was the idea which we call it as counterpoint in music. It is actually a Western idea. So that Western idea was incorporated by Ilayaraja 40 years back in this song. And another importance of this song is this film was directed by, many of you may not know, this film was directed by Mani Ratnam. Okay? Ilayaraja click pannuங்க. So you can see that there are at least 6 voice phrases in this song. 6 voice that demonstrate voice-based counterpoint. See the idea that he had before 40 years. That is the reason why we call him as a genius. Okay? That is the reason we call him as a maestro. Okay. Sir, இந்த ஒரு பாட்டு மட்டும்தானா? No. Click that song. This is called counterpoint. You can see the humming in the background. Now Ilayaraja voice will come. This is called counterpoint. You can see 4 different voices singing. So Raja was using this counterpoint technique for a very long time in all his songs, but nobody understood it. Okay, we were only superficially we were listening to the songs, but only after the advent of technology. இப்போ வந்து ஏஆர் ரஹ்மான் ஒரு சாங்ல வந்து ஒரு இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ண உடனே நம்ம உடனே கூகுள் பண்றோம். கூகுள் பண்ணி what is happening there, why he is using that instrument, how he is mixing. Okay, so all these things were happening so many years back, but we were unable to identify it because we do not know what is the technology. Okay, the reason why I have started with this is that it is an idea that has transformed an ordinary person into an extraordinary person. A very simple idea, right? Ilayaraja is a very ordinary person, but he employed that idea of counterpoint in so many in his songs, and he gave a lot of it. So nobody can sleep without listening the complete song of Tendral Vandu. Okay, nobody can sleep. நீங்க பாதியில நிறுத்திட்டு தூங்கவோ இல்ல வேற வேலையை பார்க்க முடியாது. பாட்டு ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சுன்னா அது முடியிற வரைக்கும் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? We will listen it. So that is the kind of captivation he had with his music by using this technique. Okay, next. Any answers? Any answer? Any answer? Sign language. Sign language. Hello, think about India. Huh? Slide mode. Mela slide show. See, actually, when you click, there will be link. It will be coming out. But again, you have to go for the slide show. Okay? Because it's Google slide. Okay. So, next slide. So, you need only one language. You need only one language, that is your own language. Okay. Next. Now, the today's topic, turning your ideas into reality. See, we will be having a lot of ideas in our life. Again, I tell you, the main idea of this workshop is to bring out the ideas that you have and help you to turn that idea into reality. See, turning your idea into reality is a very long process. It is not going to happen in a month or in a year or maybe a couple of years. No. It is going to take place over a period of time, and it requires enormous effort from your side also. But what is that idea? What is that idea which I have that can be transformed into a reality? So, and that is what we are going to identify today, or we will try to learn how to think or how to ideate and how to transform them into reality. On the one idea, click on.
I grew up in an environment where if you had an idea, your boss or your manager politely told you, and sometimes not so politely, that you need to gain some experience before you open your mouth. You need to roll up your sleeves and spend 5 years on the shop floor. Then you can talk. And that's not what enterprise is today. Enterprise today is an ability of someone who may be in his 20s, who has a good idea, and he needs to find a way to implement it. We now have an environment of venture capital that listens to that person, and we have a facility like this to enable that person to try out his idea, to bring it into reality or fruition. I grew up in an environment.
Who was that? Great. So you heard what that very senior person has told you. You may be in your 20s, okay, and that 20 years is not a restriction to have an idea in the first place and to convert that idea into a reality. Okay, we all need to dream. We all need to have an idea. So you should need to have an idea about your next 5 years. You should need to have an idea about your next 10 years. You should need to have an idea about your marriage. You should need to have an idea about your kids. You should need to have an idea about your family. You should need to have an idea about your finances. You should need to have an idea about your family as a whole, about your parents. Okay? So everything is about idea and how to manage these ideas. So at the present moment, you might think that why should I bother about all these things? Yes, sir, boomer uncle mari pesraru. Family indraru, panondraru, future indraru. When sir corrected that I was not an assistant professor but an associate professor, a story suddenly came into my mind. My son used to ask me, Daddy, I used to be very friendly with my son, but sometimes I used to be very sarcastic. I used to point out each and every mistake he does in a very sarcastic way. He likes me so much, but at the same time he he does not like me also, because I don't know why I am doing that. Okay. But later I understood that why am I doing that to my son, even though he's my son. I used to tell him, I don't used to tell him very politely. I used to do it in a very sarcastic way. Then I realized, see, we did not have any opportunity to make mistakes. I grew up in an era where I used to do the typing in a typewriter, where I cannot undo what I typewrite. Okay? My PhD letter, communication letter, was typed, of course, in a computer, but before it was typed in a typewriter. I don't know how many of you have seen a typewriter. When you do a typewriting in a typewriting machine, you cannot erase it. So you have to do it correctly. That is the reason why you go for a typewriting class, practice it, get all the proficiency, you pass an exam and go for a typing. First point. Second point, We grew up in an era where we were only asked to use ink pen, fountain pen. Okay, all our records, my physics record, my chemistry, my biology records, both in 10th, 11th and 12th were written only fountain pen la எழுதுறேன்னா எங்க ரெக்கார்டை கிழிச்சு எங்க சார் தூக்கி போட்டுருவாரு. ஃபவுண்டன் பென்ல எழுதும் போது எனக்கு நினைவு தெரிஞ்சு நான் ஒரு இடத்துல கூட அடிச்சு எழுதுனது கிடையாது. We never made a mistake. We didn't have the sophisticated electronic instruments where you can undo, where you can erase. I grew up in an era where I was using a camera with a film roll. I cannot take pictures just like that. 36 film தான் இருக்கும் அதுல. முதல் 2 film அடிச்சிடலாம் டக்கு டக்குன்னு. அடுத்து இருக்கிற 34 film நான் ஒவ்வொரு ஃபிலிமையும் ஃப்ரேம் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி எடுக்கணும். ஒரு ஃப்ரேம் அவுட் ஆஃப் ஃப்ரேமோ அவுட் ஆஃப் ஃபோக்கஸோ போயிடுச்சுன்னா அவ்வளவுதான், முடிஞ்சு கதை. 36 படம் தான் எனக்கு வரும். I can get only 36 pictures and I have to ensure that all my 36 pictures are pakka. So we know how to take pictures without making a mistake. Even after the invent of cell phones, mobile phones, okay, I can take classy pictures because I know how to fix the light, I know how to fix the frame, okay, and I can take selfie or whatever photography without any mistake because we have learnt in an era where we cannot afford to do any mistakes. That is the reason why உங்க டீச்சர்ஸ் எல்லாரும் என்ன பண்றாங்க, நீங்க தப்பு பண்ணீங்கன்னா டென்ஷன் ஆகுறாங்க. Reason why they become so tense is because they did not get any opportunity to do any mistake. But you people, இன்னைக்கு ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்தீங்கன்னா நல்லா இல்ல என்ன பண்ணலாம், delete it. நாங்க அதெல்லாம் பண்ணது கூட கிடையாது, delete பண்ணவும் முடியாது. You know, sometimes what will happen when we fix our film roll in our camera, Kodak or Konica, whatever camera, sometimes என்ன ஆயிடும், அந்த இது ஒரு பட்டன் இருக்கும், அந்த பட்டன் ஏதோ ஒரு சொல்லுவாங்க, அந்த பட்டனை அழுத்திட கூடாதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஏன்னா what will happen, அந்த பட்டனை அழுத்திட்டோம்னா film என்ன ஆயிடுமா, கம்ப்ளீட்டா ரோல் ஆயிடுமா. ரோல் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா எல்லாம் ஸ்பாயில் ஆயிடும். So we used to be so careful in handling the camera also. But in your generation, in the present generation, you have a lot of opportunity to do mistakes, and at the same time you also have a lot of opportunity to correct it. உண்மையிலேயே இது ஒரு பெரிய வரப்பிரசாதம், to do mistake and to correct it, because without doing mistake you cannot learn, and without learning something you cannot succeed. So you need to do mistake, but through every mistake you need to learn. So learning should happen whenever you do a mistake. There is a saying in English, you don't drown by falling into water, you drown by standing there. Okay, so you have to do mistake, but at the same time you have to overcome that mistake, and you have to come back and start rethinking and overcome it and then move on. Okay, thanks. Now, whenever you have an idea, I used to tell my students, see, today if you look into so many ideas that is happening around the world, right? All these ideas are nothing but solution to a problem. Sorry? All the ideas that are available today. Swiggy is an idea which is a solution to a problem. Ola is an idea which is a solution to a problem. Right? Instamart is an idea which is a solution to a problem. Amazon is an idea which is a solution to a problem. So any idea is nothing but a solution to a problem. Therefore, before you start thinking about an idea, you start think about the problem that is prevailing around you. What is the most important problem that you can solve? So that is where your idea starts. So how I can solve this problem? So that is what I have given there. So what is the pain you cure with your solution, or and then that is the problem is what? Now, the next important question that you need to ask during this idea process is, identify a specific person who would benefit from your solution. Have you heard about community kitchen? What is community kitchen? Anybody? Any idea? Yes? Real. Actually, community kitchen is very famous in abroad. ஆனா அப்ராட்ல கம்யூனிட்டி கிச்சன் அப்படின்ற அந்த கான்செப்ட் வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியே நம்ம இங்க தமிழ்நாடு இந்தியால அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிருக்கோம். என்ன சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். சென்னையில வெள்ளம் வந்துச்சுன்னா என்ன பண்றாங்க? சாப்பாடு போடுவாங்க இல்லையா? ஹெலிகாப்டர்ல இருந்து பொட்டலம் கிடைக்கும். சரியா? So that is called as community kitchen. But it normally happens during crisis, flood, ஒரு நேச்சுரல் கலாமிட்டி அப்படின்றப்ப தான் அந்த கம்யூனிட்டி கிச்சன் அப்படின்ற கான்செப்ட் வரும், ரைட்? பட் இன் abroad what they do, they have a regular community kitchen. The concept, okay, the idea is they have a regular community kitchen for the elderly people, and it is a very big hit, especially in Japan and in other European countries. You know why? See, there are so many elderly people in these countries, and what they do, they have a community kitchen where these elderly people can go to the community kitchen and they can order their menu, or they can sit at home, they can do a video call and they can visit the entire restaurant. They can see what is the cooking vessel, they can see what is the vegetables. So they show everything in a video call, and they even interact with the chef who is going to cook. And finally, they order a menu for them according to their diet, because they may have some health issues. And after that, they order a menu and the food is supplied to them at their house. So this concept of community kitchen is very, very, very famous in abroad. Do we have it in Chennai? Yes or no? Have you heard about it? இருக்கு நிறைய பேர் பண்றாங்க, குக் பண்ணி. பட் இந்த மாதிரி ஐடியா இல்ல. They will be cooking and they will be sending, வீட்டுக்கு கொடுத்து அனுப்புவாங்க. That is different. But this will have a connect between the elderly people and the chef. So that idea is not here. So this is the kind of idea that is very much important. Next. Okay. Click that unicorn. Go back to that. Okay. We'll stay here. Just scroll down. The close button. அப்படியே. கீழே வாங்க. மேல. இன்னும் மேல. Yeah. Now, as an economist, you might be asking me a lot of questions related to, sir, is it possible for me to have an idea, and is it possible for me to convert this idea into reality? Today, I will tell you honestly, the openings are enormous. Each and every one of you can become an entrepreneur in a broader perspective, and each and every one of you can start a business. The only thing is that you need an idea. Okay, there is a IIT Madras Research Park. Okay, there is an IIT Madras Research Park which is situated in Taramani. Sir, enna pandranga anga appadina, that entire research park I visited last year, not last year, this year, this February I visited. I'm sorry. I visited this February, and when I visited IIT Madras Research Park, I was surprised because it was in a world-class standard. And I can see a lot of startups inside that IIT Madras Research Park. And all these startups are working on some project and they are earning a lot. Then I visited one company. என்ன கம்பெனி அப்படின்னா, ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன பையன் ஒரு லேப்டாப் வச்சுட்டு உட்காந்துட்டு இருந்தான். நான் அவங்ககிட்ட போய் கேட்டேன், தம்பி என்ன பண்ற? சார், ஐ எம் ரன்னிங் திஸ் கம்பெனி. வாட் இஸ் யுவர் டர்ன் ஓவர்? அப்படி கேஷுவலா அரௌண்ட் 2 crores சார் அப்படின்னா. 2 crores என்னடா சொல்ற? Okay, what are you doing? I actually I have a software. I've invented a software. I connected all the hospitals in the city, and I get the database of the patients, and I advise the patients their appropriate treatment, and I have connections with all the nutritionists, and I support them with nutrition, and also I give them wellness exercises. So I have a lot of connection with therapist. இப்படி சொல்லிட்டே போறான். நீ ஒருத்தன் தான் பண்றியாடா இதை அப்படின்னா. Yeah, I have one more guy. He's on leave today அப்படின்னா. So a very small idea. They are sitting in one room and they are earning in crores. Okay, so that I kannala paatana. Is it clear? So unicorn அப்படினா என்ன? முதல்ல you need to understand. Any company, any startup. So we are just going into the main topic. Any startup that you make today, and if it crosses $1 billion, $1 billion, then that startup is called a unicorn. $1 billion na 8,000 crores. So if your company reaches a value of 8,000 crores, your company will be called as unicorn. Right? So you can see 2024 யாரெல்லாம் யூனிகார்ன் ஆயிருக்காங்க? Ather was started a few years back. தெரியுங்களா? Ather electric bike. So Ather வந்து few years முன்னாடி தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க. So that has become a unicorn. Rapido. Pick up, drop. சரியா? காலங்காலமா வாய்ஸ் பண்றது, காலங்காலமா பாய்ஸ் பண்றது ஒரு பைக் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதை என்ன பண்ணிட்டான் ஒருத்தன், அந்த கான்செப்ட் எடுத்து 8,000 கோடிக்கு அதை கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிட்டான். So it was a simple pick up drop. Okay, and 23 you see Zepto. So Zepto, and in 22 நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் ஜூம் பண்ணுங்க. And remember, all these are unicorns in India. All these are unicorns in India, very much related to your economy. நீங்க படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கிற எக்கானமி பேக் போன் யாருன்னா இவங்க தான். All these startups, because I'll show you one. The first unicorn of India is today operating in 190 countries. And they are the number 2 position in US and China. நம்ம இந்தியன் கம்பெனி. அதனால என்ன சார் ஆகும்? நம்ம எக்கானமி என்ன ஆகும்? What is the link? I'm asking a question in economics. You need to answer. I've given you the answer. I have a company in India which has branches in almost 190 countries in the world. What does it mean to our economy? Very good. So there will be a lot of foreign exchange pumped inside our country. So our foreign exchange reserve will grow because we will be dealing everything in dollars. So a lot of dollar input will be coming. So this is how our economy grows, right? Let me see. Okay, all these things are, see, physics wala. He was in news recently because of NEET exam. He filed a case in the Supreme Court. Often he comes in the media. That guy, his company is worth 8,000 crores. Tuition company. Taking tuition, taking class. Okay. Teaching, yeah, that's tuition out. Our teacher. I'm really proud, no? He is one of my tribe. He owns a company worth 8,000 crores. எவ்வளவு மட்டமா நினைப்போம் நம்ம டீச்சர்லாம். See, okay. Just scroll this. உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது தெரியுதா பாருங்க. MPL இருக்கு, நோ புரோக்கர் இருக்கு, என்னது லிஷியஸ் வந்துருச்சு பாருங்க உள்ள. லிஷியஸ் சண்டே மட்டன் அதுல தான் வாங்குறேன். ஓகே, so Licious is there. Then Spinny, MobiKwik, no broker. Okay, போங்க. Byju's, Oyo, PhonePe, Swiggy. நீங்க பாக்குற அத்தனை கம்பெனியும் அகைன் நல்லா மைண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. 8,000 crores worth and they have a turnover of approximately 100 to 200 crores every year. ஆனா எல்லாமே ஸ்டார்ட் அப், எல்லாமே ஐடியா. ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் பிக் பாஸ்கெட் இஸ் தேர், Lenskart, Ola Electric, Nykaa 2020 को Razor Pay, Unacademy எங்காலு டீச்சிங், ஓகே, Postman, First Cry, Cars 24, car broking, right? Next, Ronew, next, Hike, Shop Clues, Make My Trip, Zomato, Quikr, Paytm, Ola, Snapdeal, Flipkart, and many more. Yeah. He's a young guy like you. So he was the first Indian entrepreneur whose company became a unicorn in the year 2017 actually. So in 2011 the company became unicorn. Some idea, no? You know what is this idea? When you open a mobile phone, when you open Instagram, or when you open some websites, right? You will see some ads coming. He's creating that ad throughout the world. Okay, and see, he has the first Indian unicorn. He currently holds position in more than 190 countries, with China as its second largest market after US. He became unicorn in 2011. Okay, 2011 நம்ம என்ன படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம்? First standard la? Okay, sure. So this is a startup that came into existence 2007 when mobile phones were reaching the common hands in India, and InMobi understood what the future holds and took the opportunity to take advertisement to the next level. So for any business, one of the biggest problems is to reach as many consumers as possible. So InMobi tried to solve this problem by extending the TV ads to mobile. So seeing those in-app ad banners, that's the InMobi does. Soon in 2011, the company became unicorn and turned profitable by 2017. Today, InMobi is one of the very few Indian unicorn startups that are profitable. The company holds a current valuation of over 15,000 billion. 15 into 80 into 1,000 crores. ஏன்னா ஒரு டாலர் இப்போ 80 ரூபா. That is his value. Okay. லிங்க் இருக்கா எங்க? அது வேணாம். Okay. Now time for some girls show. So startup unicorn is not only a boy thing. There are a lot of women entrepreneurs. In fact, 15% of the Indian unicorn is held by women. 15%. Okay, and So we have 108 unicorn startups as of 2022, and there are 8 million women entrepreneurs in India, and 15% of startups in India or unicorns today were founded by women. In other words, 15% of startups that are valued at $1 billion and above are run by women. So thus women are empowered, marching ahead as entrepreneurs, taking the lead. They too have given us unicorns. Let us see what are the unicorns. Are the women click on? Women வருதா? இல்ல மேல போ மேல வேற எங்கயாவது மேல அந்த மீட் அங்கதான். Okay, so I would like to focus on 5 women unicorn startups. Just scroll down. Nykaa. So founder is Falguni Nayar. It is valued at 6.5 billion. Next. Okay. Yeah. Zoom பண்ணுங்க. Okay. So the story of Nykaa began in 2012 when Falguni Nayar left her perfect job as MD of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Nykaa, which takes care of the beauty, wellness and fashion of women, raised the capital of 100 crores from Steadview Capital, and the valuation is 1.2 billion in 2020, making a unicorn startup. In 2021, Nykaa opened its IPO. You know what is an IPO? So entering the share market, and it raised around some 5,300 crores. Today, Nykaa is a trustworthy brand like any other cosmetic brand, and the founder Falguni Nayar has become India's richest female self-billionaire. For all those beautiful women in India. Okay, so this is the idea, a very small idea. She took. See, one thing you have to remember, Gavani, at the back. When you have an idea, you should always think that how far my idea can reach. Who can benefit from the idea? The greater the reachability, the more you will earn. Prida, you cannot open a Baroda shop in Boyes Garden. Yes. Baroda கடை எங்க ஓபன் பண்ண முடியாது? Boyes Garden ல திறக்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா ஒரு பையன் வாங்க மாட்டான். So you have to find a place, you can open a Baroda shop either in Triplicane or in Paris. So where people can buy, people will buy. So that is the idea. So when you have an idea, you have to think how far I can reach. கீழ வாங்க. Mama Earth Ghazal Alag, valued at 1.2 billion. Again, this startup began its journey in 2016. Is considered as one of the most honest brand in its niche for what it promises and what it serves: natural and toxin-free skin products. Mama Earth. Okay. Next, Hazura. So it is Kilanga. The founder and COO Rajoshi Ghosh believes that building and deploying an application was more painful than it needed to be, and that is how Azura came into existence. It's a recently turned unicorn. It's an SaaS based startup, mostly service provider, and open source platform to develop web application. It is more of ICT. It raised 100 million in the Series C funding around the world, which tallies up to 1 billion. Next, the Good Glam Group, started by Priyanka Gill and Naya Sagi. Again, the Good Glam Group was founded in 2021, entered the Unicorn Club of India within a year. It's Asia's largest content creator. So they create content, and for commerce conglomerate. The Good Glam Group acquired over 11 companies. They started and they acquired 11 smaller companies while raising $250 million. Today, it is valued at 1.2 billion and targets to earn 150 million in revenue in the next 3 years. Pristine Care, Dr. Garima Sani, she is a doc. So simplifying surgery experience. So she simplifies the patient's surgery journey with Pristine Care. The health tech startup was established in 2018, and today it has a group of 700 partnered hospitals and 100 clinics. So with the plan to expand, Pristine Care targets to induct 300 hospitals and 100 clinics. In 2021, during the Series E funding, the company was valued at 1.4 billion. So all these things are about women startup. Okay. Now, paper is ready. Yeah. You can just. Now you will be given a paper. Idea is very important. So don't. If you have an idea, you write it. Don't share it with your friend. That is very important. So if you share it with your friend, it may be lost. You can share it with me because I'm going to do a small exercise with you. Anybody who is interested, not interested, any idea you want, I will give you time. The time is, it's 11:32. You can take 8 minutes. Just think, close your eyes and think. What is the biggest problem I encounter? Or what is the biggest problem in my locality? What is the biggest problem I faced during my school days? What is the biggest problem my family faces now? What is the biggest problem my parents face? What is the biggest problem the future may face? Lot of problems are there. What could be the idea to solve that problem? During Corona, listen. During Corona, most of you would have attended your class using your mobile phone, right? How many of you attended using laptop? You might be studying your school, right? You'll be school. Laptop attend ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೀங்க. Okay. Your laptop had a camera? Yes. How many of you attended using desktop? Anybody attended using desktop? You attended using desktop. Does your desktop had a camera? It had a camera during Corona? Very good. Unfortunately, I did not have a camera. So in my desktop, I did not have a camera. We had one laptop, and that was used by my wife. She is also a professor, so she was taking class in laptop. I was taking class in desktop. My son was attending using his mobile during Corona. Now, I need a camera, a webcam. There was no shop. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் தான்ப்பா. எங்க பிரின்சிபல் வந்து கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணுன்றாரு. எங்க ஹெச்ஓடி கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணுங்கன்றாங்க. பசங்க எல்லாம் துடிக்கிறாங்க, சார் கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணுங்க சார். கேமரா இருந்தா தான் ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. கேமரா இல்ல. சோ என்ன பண்ணலாம்? என்ன பண்ணணும்? I downloaded a software. Idea. I searched. I downloaded a software. I don't remember the name of that software. I can integrate that software with my phone. So I can open my phone camera. So if I open my phone camera, that camera will reflect in my Google Meet or in my desktop. So using that, I started taking online class. I used my phone camera to take online class in my desktop, which did not had a webcam. Solution to a problem. அப்படிதான் உங்களை யோசிக்க சொல்றேன். யோசிங்க. See, ideas அப்படின்னா இப்ப பாருங்க, நான் ஏன் அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன், அந்த கொரோனா எக்ஸாம்பிள். See, we all had mobile phones, we all had cameras, we all have laptops with a camera, desktop with a cam. எல்லாம் எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் தான். ஆனா I had a problem still and I tried to overcome that problem by modifying that. அப்போ உங்க ஐடியா எப்படி இருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா, பிரசன்ட்ல இருக்கும் ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கும், அதை என்ன பண்ணலாம் நீங்க மாடிஃபை. ஸ்விக்கி இருக்கு, ஸ்விக்கி எப்படி மாடிஃபை பண்ணலாம்? ஜொமேட்டோ இருக்கு, ராபிடோ இருக்கு, ராபிடோ எப்படி மாடிஃபை பண்ணலாம்? நைட்டு 10ல இருந்து 6 எத்தனை பேர் ராபிடோ ஓட்ட ரெடியா இருக்கிறீங்க? கேர்ள்ஸ் வீட்டுல விட மாட்டாங்க. இன்னும் ஒரு எந்த உலகத்துல நீங்க இத மட்டும் பிளான் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அடுத்த யூனிகார்ன் நீங்க தான். Rapido is exclusively for girls, that too during night from 10 to 6 நீங்க பிளான் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஓகேவா? சோ நைட்ல வந்து ட்ரெயின்ல இறங்குவாங்க, பஸ்ல இறங்குவாங்க, ஏர்போர்ட்ல இறங்குவாங்க, நைட்ல டிராவல் பண்றதுக்கு யோசிப்பாங்க. சோ அவங்களுக்கு Rapido ஆஃபர் பண்றோம். Girls exclusively for women, women drivers who can drive safely the women back home அப்படின்ற ஐடியா கொண்டு போனீங்கன்னா that's a great idea. இருக்கும் கண்டிப்பா. அதான் ராபிடோலயும் இருக்கு, நைட்ல இருக்கா? யோசிங்க யோசிங்க. There are around, recently in an article in the newspaper, I found that there are around 30,000 cases pending in Madras High Court for over 3 decades. 30,000 cases are pending. It's a real problem. So if we can think of some legal solution, to these 30,000 cases, or some legal viability where all these cases can be sorted out? Or see, there can be so many reasons for all these cases, right? I knew a person. I know a person who is around 40, should be 40 plus, and he had a very pathetic wealth standard. On the day of his result, this person, his father was arrested. He was working in a bank and he was wrongly he was accused, and he got arrested. And on the day of his result, his father went to jail. அப்ப என்ன ஏஜ் இருக்கும் அவருக்குனா, he should be around 17, 18, right? He is now 40. And only last month, the verdict came that his father was not guilty. After so many years. And after that, hearing that result, within a week he passed away. So a long legal battle is happening in everyone's life. So any solution to this? Why it takes so long? What happens? Think about it. How many of you have visited the biryani shop that is over there? என் பேர்லாம் ஞாபகம் இல்ல. மாணிக்கா, சரி. கம்மியா கை தூக்குறீங்க? ஹலோ, கை தூக்குங்க. சார் நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க சரிங்களா? Okay. Now we don't bother about what kind of oil that guy is using, and from which poultry is purchasing all the meat. We don't bother about anything, right? Bhai, idella enga sir sonnar poi avarkitta sollada bhai kitta, seriya? But still, I see every day when I go back home, I see a lot of students standing there and getting the food, right? How that idea worked out? காலேஜுக்கு பக்கத்துல, சரி, சூப்பர் சூப்பர் சூப்பர். Of course, that is the rule of the land, so we have to follow it. Price 70 rupees. அப்போ அது காக்கா பிரியாணி தான், சரியா? ஓகே, so price வேற. கன்சியூமர் யாரு? காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். நீங்க ஹெல்த்தியா இருக்கிறீங்க, எவ்வளவு அடிச்சாலும் தாங்குவீங்க. பிஸி ஏரியா. There are a lot of tea shops right here. I once visited a tea shop and I asked that Cheta, how much you earn per day? Per day. He said roughly around 3,000 rupees. அப்போ ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு 90,000. Oh. How much you spend for rent? Sir, rent is 20,000. Okay. 90 minus 20, 70. Then all the ingredients, 10,000 to 15,000, sir. Okay. So every பார்த்தாலும் கையில எவ்வளவு நிக்கும்? ஒரு 50 ல இருந்து 60 நிக்கும், sir. Good. Huh? Vacancy. See, locality is very important. No, proximity is very important. The place where you start something, that is very important. And I often used to see a lot of students, especially from last CAA. The students used to stand in front of this bookshop for taking printout of the hall ticket. So we don't have a dedicated Xerox shop in our place. Of course, Xeroxing has come down because we study everything in digital form. So dedicated Xerox shop is not there. Dedicated flower shop is not there. நான் லாயலால படிக்கிறப்போ எங்க காலேஜ் வாசல்லையோ 2-3 ஃப்ளவர் ஷாப். So there are no flower shop. I was surprised. So when I joined this college, I was searching for a flower shop. என்னடா இது கோயட் காலேஜ்ன்றாங்க, வெளியில ஒரு பூ கடை கூட இல்ல, ஒரு ரோஸ் கூட இல்ல, என்னடா காலேஜ் அப்படி. ஓகே, இதெல்லாம் ஐடியாங்க, நோட் பண்ணுங்க. Maybe I'm thinking of my old days. Okay, இப்பெல்லாம் அதெல்லாம் இல்ல, ஃப்ளவர்லாம் ஒண்ணும் கிடையாது. ஓகே, மேம் கலெக்ட் பண்ணலாமா ஐடியா சார்? யா. You don't have to write your name. Okay, so please don't write your name. எழுதிருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, I will not reveal it. Excellent. How many of you know to drive four-wheelers? Idhila, how many of you have a valid license? Idhila, how many of you have at least 2 years experience? Idhila, how many of you have driven more than 10,000 kilometers? ஒன்னு, ரெண்டு, மூணு. எத்தனை கேள்வி கேட்டேன் நான்? இப்படிதான் உங்களை இன்டர்வியூல ஃபில்டர் பண்ணுவாங்க. கடைசியில தேர்னது எத்தனை? 3. சரி, இந்த 3 பேர் கை தூக்க, எந்திரிச்சு நில்லுங்க. சரி, வேணாம். வெரி குட். ஓகே, 1, 2. சரி, இதுல how many of you are self employed? யார் ஓட்டுறீங்க? செல்ஃப் எம்ப்ளாய்ட் கார் ஓட்டுறீங்களா? ஏர்ன் பண்றீங்களா? ஏர்ன்லாம் பண்ணல, நீங்களே சும்மா ஓட்டுறீங்க. ஓகே, குட். The reason why I asked you is you have a great opportunity in Chennai to use this skill of driving. Okay, so you can hire or rent a vehicle and you can be a driver, because if you go abroad, you can see a lot of students working in restaurant, working in institutions. Hey, Gavani.
Hey, be silent, Roddy.
Please. You have to see, before converting any idea into reality, first thing is you need to explore your earning potential. You need to explore what is your skill. Okay? Once you explore it, what is your skill, what is your earning potential, then you will have a taste to drive more. You will have a taste to explore more. You will have a taste to earn more. Yearning happens only because of passion. Nobody will come and give you a job. Nobody will give you. Sariya. And in a lifespan of, say, you're all 20, so you will be living for another 60 to 80 years by God's grace. And 60 வருஷம் நீ sustain பண்ணணும் in the globe. புரியுதா? திடீர்னு நடுவுல ஜெயம் ரவி மாதிரி ஆகலாம். ஓகே, அப்ப அந்த மாதிரி ஆனாலும் நமக்கு ஸ்ருதி மாதிரி ஒரு அப்பா அம்மா இருந்தாங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. சாரி, உன் ஒய்ஃப் பேர் என்ன? சாரி, ஆர்த்தியா? ஓகே, தப்பா சொல்றேன். சோ ஆர்த்தி மாதிரி ஆர்த்திக்கு இருந்த பேரண்ட்ஸ் மாதிரி நம்ம பேரண்ட்ஸ் இருந்தாங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஏன்னா ஆர்த்தியோட சொத்து மதிப்பு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 300-400 கோடி இருக்கு. அதனால ஜெயம் ரவி கூட இருந்தாலும் கூட இல்லைனாலும் ஆர்த்திக்கு பிரச்சனை இல்லை, ஜெயம் ரவிக்கும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. So another 60 years. The cost of MBA education today is around 20 lakhs. The cost of medical education is around 1 crore. The cost of good school LKG is around 1 lakh per annum. So the cost is going to grow. Medical expenses are going to grow. Since we are living in Chennai, in another 5 years, Chennai will be transformed into a sophisticated metropolitan in the world. Once all the metros are connected, Chennai will be booming. அப்போ இங்க சென்னையில ஒரு நியரஸ்ட் மெட்ரோ ஸ்டேஷன் பக்கத்துல ஒரு லொகாலிட்டியில நீ ஒரு வீடு ரெண்ட் பண்ணணும்னா கூட மினிமம் 30,000 ஆகும். இதெல்லாம் எக்கானமி. 30,000 ரூபாய் வாடகை, மாச செலவு 30,000, நாளைக்கு அதுக்கப்புறம் ஸ்கூல் ஃபீஸ் அப்படி போச்சுன்னா அது ஒரு 30,000. இப்படி எல்லாம் சேர்த்தீங்கன்னா சென்னையில நம்ம சர்வை பண்ணணும்னாலே மினிமம் 1 லட்சம் வேணும் in another 5 to 10 years. So what are we going to do? If your parents are well settled and if they have already told you, தம்பி ஒண்ணு கவலைப்படாத, உன் பேர்ல 2 கோடி வச்சிருக்கேன், சரியா, நீ நல்லா என்ஜாய் பண்ணு, காலேஜ் போ, ஜாலியா இரு, படிக்கல அதை பத்திலாம் எதுவும் கவலைப்படாத, உனக்கு பின்னாடி ஒரு 2 கோடி இருக்கு அப்படின்னா நோ ப்ராப்ளம். பட் வாட் இஸ் த ரியாலிட்டி? யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. I'm very sorry to say, 2 of my students lost their father during the last 6 months. Second year students, UG students. I visited their house. It was a real tragedy. And one guy who lost his father in the month of January, his mother was diagnosed with cancer last month. And our entire department is supporting them. I often visit his mother and who is taking treatment in MMC, Madras Medical Rajiv Gandhi Hospital. Nobody to support them. Just imagine how their life will be. See the economy. And that guy is working on Saturdays and Sundays in some cloth shop to sustain the family. As long as your parents are there, as long as you have that finance, that tembu, that background, jollier one. But we are living in an era where uncertainty is more than 100%. Tomorrow, no guarantee. So we need to plan. So we need to think about your future. We need to plan. See, these are all very small things that makes us very responsible and thinkers, great thinkers, entrepreneurs. Okay, so if we start thinking that okay, எல்லாம் எங்க அப்பா அம்மா இருக்கிறாங்க, எவ்வளவு நாள் சப்போர்ட் பண்ண முடியும்? India is the only country where India இவ்வளவு நாசமா போனது காரணமே அது ஒரு ரீசன் தான். This is the only country where your parents spend everything until you get married. கல்யாணம் கூட என்ன பண்றாங்க? அவங்க தான் பண்ணி வைக்கிறாங்க. Where you have all the potential to start earning in lakhs even at the age of 18, you don't do it. 18 வயசுலயே உன்னால லட்சக்கணக்கில் சம்பாதிக்க முடியும். But we don't do it because we don't think at all. We want everything from our parents. We actually suck them. And ultimately what happens at 40, 50s, they get all the problems and they pathetically die. So whatever they earn, they spend it for their health issues, leaving you in a cluster of problems. 18 வயசு, 19 years, 20 years. என்னால எவ்வளவு சம்பாதிக்க முடியும்? If every one of you ask this question, how much I can earn, how much I can reduce the burden of my parents, how much I can support my family, how much I can build my future. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம மொபைல் போன்ல இருந்து, நம்ம ரீசார்ஜ்ல இருந்து, நம்ம போடுற ட்ரெஸ்ல இருந்து, சாப்பிடுற சாப்பாட்டுல இருந்து, போட்டுட்டு இருக்கிற துணி வரைக்கும் நம்ம அப்பா அம்மா தான். The reason why the other economies are growing அப்படின்னா, especially in Europe, you cannot study in a higher educational institution without a scholarship. After completing the school வரைக்கும் அவங்க ஃப்ரீ. அதனால அப்பா அம்மாக்கு எந்த பிரச்சனையும் இல்லை. ஸ்கூல் முடிச்சுட்டு நீ ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன் காலேஜுக்கு போகணும் அப்படின்னா, ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் உனக்கு கிடைக்கலன்னா நீ அந்த காலேஜில் போய் படிக்கவே முடியாது. Without a scholarship, you cannot enter into the portals of higher education institution. அப்ப ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் வாங்கணும்னா அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணிருக்கணும்? ஸ்கூல்ல நல்லா படிச்சிரும். Again, after scholarship, see, people will get scholarship, they will go to a university, but still, living expense என்ன பண்றது? Parents will not give. They have to do a part-time job. That is the reason why we see a lot of students working in petrol bunks, restaurants, etc. in abroad. நம்ம அவங்கள பார்த்து கிண்டல் பண்ணுவோம். அவன் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கலிபோர்னியா இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜியில் படிச்சுட்டு இருப்பான். ஈவினிங்ல பார்த்தா பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பான். பெரிய சயின்டிஸ்டா இருப்பான். நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்? ஜாலியா காலேஜுக்கு வந்துட்டு மாணிக் பாய் கடையில பிரியாணி சாப்பிட்டு வீட்டுக்கு போவோம். That is the difference. That is the difference why it is the superpowers are the biggest economy in the world and why we are still a growing economy. Because we don't think at all. We stop thinking because எப்போ நம்ம போன் எடுத்து பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சோமோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம்னா we stopped thinking. எப்போ ஸ்கிரீன் டைம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆச்சோ பிரெயின் டைம் கம்மி ஆயிடுச்சு. The reason why I am telling you all these things is that next 2047 அப்படின்றாங்க. சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே நான் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன். இந்தியா அழிய போதா? இந்தியா will become a நான் ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கிறப்போ எங்க டீச்சர் சொன்னாங்க இந்தியா is a developing country. Very good, accepted. Again, high school, India is a developing country, accepted. College போனா அங்கேயும் ப்ரொஃபசர் சொன்னார் India is a developing country, accepted. இன்னைக்கு நான் ப்ரொஃபசர் ஆயிட்டேன். Okay, still India is a developing country. Bullshit. And all these beautiful leaders, no, they are thinking that you will make it as a developed nation. எவ்வளவு அயனிக் இல்ல, உங்களை தான் நம்பியிருக்காங்க. ஏன்னா நீங்க தான் 2027ல. ஓகே, பிஃபோர் கோயிங் வி மூவ் இன் டு த ஐடியா. Do you know what is the population of France? Roughly? தெரியாதுல்ல? See, எல்லா கண்ட்ரியோட பாப்புலேஷன் என்ன, ஜிடிபி என்ன, அவங்களுடைய growth ரேட் என்ன, இதெல்லாம் டெய்லி படிங்க, வாசிங்க. பிரான்ஸோட பாப்புலேஷன் வந்து 7 crore. பிரான்ஸோட பாப்புலேஷன் 7 crore. 7 crore பாப்புலேஷன்ல டாக்ஸ் பே பண்றவங்க எவ்வளவு தெரியுமா பிரான்ஸ்ல? இட்ஸ் அரௌண்ட் 4.5 crores. எவ்வளவு பே பண்றாங்க? சரி. இந்தியாவோட பாப்புலேஷன் 140 crores. எவ்வளவு பேர் டாக்ஸ் பே பண்றாங்க தெரியுமா? டைரக்ட் டாக்ஸ். Of course we have lot of indirect tax. டைரக்ட் டாக்ஸ் எவ்வளவு பே பண்றாங்க? இட் இஸ் அரௌண்ட் 2.5 crores. In all developed nation, the population that pays tax is really more when compared to the population that pays tax in India. First point. Of course, that is direct tax. I'm talking about direct. See, we have a lot of indirect tax, GST, CST, alla nariya irukku. I'm not talking about it. Okay. Secondly, in all these developed nation, right? ஒரே ஒரு எலிமெண்ட் இருக்கு. அதே நான் இப்போ ஆஃப் லேட் தான் அதை கண்டுபிடிச்சேன். என்ன எலிமெண்ட் அப்படின்னா, all developed nation like Canada, Germany, France, Italy, England, UK, whatever it is, in all these countries, yes, including US, why they are developed nation? Because I have that pain, no? When my country will become a developed nation, ஏன் அது developed nation ஆகல? I got the answer. என்ன ஆன்சர் தெரியுமா? In all these countries, women are paying more tax than the men. In all these countries, women are paying more tax than the men. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? There are more women, independent women and independent entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs who are paying more than 50%. Okay, so what does it mean to India? In the 2.5 crore people in India, hardly 20 lakhs are women. So 30 lakh people are only women. So the education sector, you பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய women are studying, but they are not என்ன பண்றது அவங்கலாம்? They are not earning. நம்ம வீட்லயே நம்ம பேரண்ட்ஸ், நம்ம அம்மா எவ்வளவு பேர் ஒர்க் பண்றாங்க? எவ்வளவு பேர் டாக்ஸ் கட்டுறாங்க? Very less. So what is more important is more women should participate in this process. இதெல்லாம் நடந்தாதான் 2047ல நீங்க என்ன சொல்ல முடியும்? India is a developed nation. 2047க்கு எவ்வளவு வருஷம் இருக்கு? இன்னொரு 23 வருஷம் இருக்கு. So 23 வருஷத்துல நீங்க எல்லாம் 40 பிளஸ்ல இருப்பீங்க. சரியா? சோ அப்ப யோசிங்க. சார் சொன்னாரு 24ல சொன்னாரு 47ல இருக்கோம். நம்ம டெவலப்டு நேஷனா மாறணுமா இல்லையா? நம்ம எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் படிச்சிருக்கோம், எக்கனாமிஸ்ட் ஆயிருக்கோம். In what way we have contributed to the economy? So just think about it. On the idea paper, now you can just make a note of it. நீங்க வேணா போட்டோ வேணா எடுத்துக்கோங்க செல்போன்ல. இது this is a very interesting concept. No. See, whenever you have an idea, that idea can be created. See, this is a technique called scamper. இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு ஐடியா எழுதிட்டீங்க, நீங்க எல்லாருமே ஒரு ஐடியா எழுதிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? அந்த ஐடியா உங்களுக்கு என்னன்னு தெரியும். Now you can use this technique and you can you can modify or you can nourish your idea and the technique is called scamper. What is scamper? S stands for substitute. See, already we know that there is a boot, that ice skating irukku, clear? So on the ice skating la enna pannalam keela wheel attach pannalam. So that is called substitute. So it can be used for moving purpose. Then combine. அவங்க பாருங்க எவ்வளவு அழகா பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. There are different tools. தனித்தனியா இருக்கு எல்லாம். அதெல்லாம் சேர்த்து என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஒரு டூலா கொடுக்கலாம். Yes or no? Yes. Has anyone tried tender coconut? இளநீர் எல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டுருக்கீங்களா? Tender coconut. யாராவது பாட்டில் இல்லைன்னா சாஷேல சாப்பிட்டுருக்கீங்களா? Anybody? சாப்பிட்டுருக்கீங்களா? எங்க? எந்த இடத்துல சாப்பிட்டீங்க? எந்த இடத்துல சாப்பிட்டுருக்கீங்க? இரு மால்ல குடிச்சிருக்கீங்க. எதுல இருந்துச்சு? இப்ப கண்ணாடி பாட்டில்லையா இல்ல பிளாஸ்டிக் பாட்டில்லையா இல்ல பேப்பர் பாக்கெட்லயா? சரி, ஓகே. கண்ணாடி பாட்டில்ல குடிச்சிருக்கீங்க. ஓகே. வேற யாராவது ட்ரை பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? எங்க? நீல்கிரிஸ்ல இருக்கா? எதுல இருக்கும் அது? பிளாஸ்டிக்ல இருக்கும். வேற எனிபடி? ஓகே. டெண்டர் கோகனட், இளநீர் அது என்ன சார் பாக்கெட்ல எல்லாம் எதுக்கு? அது கடை ரோட்ல போனா வெட்டி தர போறோம், அப்படியே குடிச்சு தூக்கி போட்டு போக போறோம். அது எதுக்கு பாக்கெட்? ஓகே. பட் யூ வில் நாட் பிலீவ் மீ, when I was doing my MSc in Loyola, I had this idea. Why not we sell tender coconut in bottles or whatever it is? ஏன்னா அப்போ நாங்க படிக்கிறப்போ அப்பதான் இந்த ஃப்ரூட்டி அதெல்லாம் வந்த டைம். அப்பதான் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்றாங்க சென்னையில ஃப்ரூட்டி. அதுக்கப்புறம் வேற ட்ரிங்க் எல்லாம் இருந்துச்சு, மறந்துச்சு எனக்கு பேரு. 2 rupees பேக்கெட், 5 rupees பேக்கெட்லாம் வரும் சின்ன குட்டி குட்டியா. ரஸ்னா இல்ல, இந்த ஃப்ரூட்டி அப்பதான் வருது, that kind of drink. So while seeing that drink, I thought, why not we sell this tender coconut? Then I contacted my professor. They told me that no, it is not possible. Okay, then I asked them, why sir, why it is not possible? They said, see, tender coconut can get spoiled easily because it has sugar in it, and this sugar can be infected by the bacteria or any kind of foreign material. If it gets in it, so it will be transformed into alcohol. So அதனால இது சோர் ஆயிடும் டேஸ்ட், அதனால அது வந்து நம்ம பண்ண முடியாது. Then I asked them, why not we add a preservative? Then he asked me, see, if you add a preservative, what is the guarantee that that preservative will not react with your tender coconut and it gets converted to some other product? So like this, the discussion was going on, and finally, okay, I lost it. So I said, okay, this idea is not viable. But after some time in Chennai airport, I went to a shop and I saw a tender coconut and I took the 500 rupees. So it was, they were selling tender coconut in paper dabba. So it was around 500 rupees and I was thinking, oh my god, see my idea. I was thinking when I was doing my college, now it has been into a reality. அதுக்காக தான் சொல்றேன், ஐடியாஸ் வந்துச்சுன்னா ப்ளீஸ் ரைட் இட் அண்ட் கீப். Don't throw it away. Clear? So combine. So combining is another technique. Then adapt. I think yesterday I saw an advertisement about SUV. I don't know, it's Mahindra or Nantarila. That can go inside water. Adana? Mahindra dana adu. Okay. So paringa. So Mahindra and it can turn, no? 360 degree. So turning அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. So adapt. Then modify, like that you can modify it and put to another use. You can see the umbrella. Initially it was an umbrella and now we have a parachute. And then eliminate. So if you eliminate all the passengers, the flight becomes a rocket. So like that you can do it. Think about it and rearrange. This is what we call it as scamper technique. So whenever you try to formulate an idea, use this technique and try to employ each and every letter to that idea, and then finally you will get a new idea. Okay? And again, you can also use this technique called 4 is nothing but flip and opposite upside down and reduce. Okay, just இல்ல மேல போங்க.
What is Scamper? Have you ever wondered how inventors come up with new ideas? It usually starts with a problem to solve. Someone needs a new toy or a tool to build something, for example. Inventive people are really creative. They can see something being used in one area and adapt that thing for a whole new use. You can train your brain to think more inventively by using an easy framework known as Scamper. Scamper is a unique tool to expand inventive thinking. The acronym stands for Substitute, Combine, Adapt, Magnify, Minify, or Modify, Put to another use, Eliminate, and Rearrange or Reverse. Let's put it to the test and apply Scamper to an ordinary object such as a spoon. Substitute. What can we replace a spoon with that will do the same thing? One example could be a shell or a whisk. Combine. Is there anything we can combine with a spoon to give it another use? This could be a spork. Adapt. How do we adapt a spoon for a different use? Think about measuring spoons or a honey spoon. Magnify, minify, or modify. How is changing the size of the spoon helpful? This could be a larger ladle or a small salt spoon. Put it to another use. How could you use the spoon differently other than its original purpose? You could create art or jewelry. Eliminate. What could you take away from a spoon? For example, this could be a straining spoon. Rearrange or reverse. How could you use a spoon from a different perspective? Such as upside down. You could make a game out of it. When you are solving a problem or inventing something new, brainstorming ideas, or thinking creatively, don't forget to use Scamper thinking. It makes your brain more creative.